everyone, my name is Anu. Welcome to my channel. Now you guys must be surprised to suddenly see me appear on my channel because most of the times you guys are just used to these hands making those tutorials. But today is a special day. We are celebrating a big family of 10,000 subscribers on my channel. So thank you so much guys. It couldn't have been possible without your support. So I'm here not just for that reason, I'm also here to surprise you guys with something as a thank you from my side. So what I've done is I have prepared this amazing bowl with all your requests. So I have written down on chits the requests that you make on my channel and I have put on this bowl. And now I'm going to pick up one request and that request will be my next tutorial, what I'm going to make today. So let's see what comes up. So I'm going to choose one of the requests. So the top one, I don't know what it is, but it says big size paintings. Okay, so somebody made this request on my channel which says big size paintings. So that's a good request. So what I usually do is mostly A4 size paintings. So what I'm going to do today is A3 size. That's nice. Maybe because this is just a kind of a simple request. We also need to find some theme on which painting we work. So what I can do is I can also select one more request. So that's a great for me. So what I'll do is I'll just pick up the second chit and I'll just see what is written in this. Okay, this is nice. So it's written red and black Madhubani. So this is the second request. So somebody requested for basically the Kachni, the proper Kachni style, which is mostly made in red and black, the monotones. So that's also a very good request, but still I'm not reaching to my theme. So actually that's amazing. I can now go for the third request. So probably I can make a tutorial with 3 of your requests. So let's see if this time we are going to find the theme. So I'll just shuffle it a little bit so that we get the theme. Maybe I'll pick this one and let's see what's in this one. So finally I got my theme. So it's written a village scene. So somebody requested a village scene in Madhubani style. The challenge is that I have to make it in Kachni style in red and black, and I have to do it on a bigger size, which is not the usual one that we make all the time. So that's going to be fun. Let's see what comes up and what happens. So stay tuned and do watch the tutorial. And as you know, on my channel, you find the tutorial both in English and in Hindi. So what you can do is just check the link in the description box below where you'll find the link for just the tutorial in Hindi. So thank you once more and do watch the tutorial to the end and don't forget to comment on it and like this video and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. So we are using this A3 size thick paper around 300 GSM. As promised, this time A3 not A4, and we are going to use this nib and holder just like every time we use, just like a calligraphy pen for sketching. Now for sketching you need to dip this in paint or this calligraphy ink. So I'm going to use black ink today. And first of all, I'm going to remove my paper and just pour this ink a little bit in a bowl so that I can take it outside and I can dip it in the ink and then do sketching. Sometimes you get a bottle where you can directly dip it inside. So if you have that, that's well and good. Otherwise, you can just pour it in a bowl and you have to always dip the nib inside and do the sketching. Or you can also use these pens, such pens as an alternative like micron pen or rotring pen. So whatever is available and whatever is convenient for you, you can do that. Now I'm going to start with the borders. As always, we will first sketch the borders on all 4 sides. So to sketch the borders, so you have to do is first of all make the frame as we always do, the double lined frame. So this is what I'm trying to do here. So here we go. We will just first of all sketch it on all 4 sides and then start with the border design. So this is a very simple frame, just like this one, double lined frame. And now I'll do it on the other side. So just trying to adjust my paper and then going with the frame. So as we decided in the beginning, because that was, all the chits that we found, the requests that we are going to do black and black and red Madhubani painting, which is basically the typical Kachni style in monotones. So we don't need much today. So we just need black and red color. So it can be either acrylic paint, poster colors, or just like this, ink. So you don't need much today as material, and paper, of course, a little bit thicker paper as base. So here we go. We are just dividing it in squares with double line inside the border. It's a very simple border design. We made this earlier on my channel, but I'm just going to repeat it and do it a little differently, of course, because here we have the limitation of colors. The last time we made was more colorful, but this time we are going to do just with black and red. So here what I did is, like, first of all, you have to make a plus symbol. So we will see it again. So like this, a plus symbol, and then cross it on both sides and then join it using curves, which turns into a flower. This is all flower. So this is also a very, very typical, way to make a flower in Madhubani style. This is a very, very unique way. And this is a very typical motif used in Madhubani painting. So that is what we are going to do it for the borders. Make it super simple and not very complicated, yet very, very beautiful. It looks really nice once you fill also the background, wherever the motif of the flower is not there, you have to just fill it with black ink. So that's what I'm trying to do it here. So this is basically the border design for today. So let's finish it on all four sides, and today we are going to do actually a combination of two borders since we are making a bigger size painting. So I'm going to make two borders. So first let me finish this border, and then I'm going to show you the next one, what we are going to do, which is also very simple, but it'll make it look really rich and nice once it is done. So we are going to first finish this border, and then we are going to do this one. As you see here, I'm just going to show you exactly how to do it. So first I'll go to the corner and make just like a shape of a petal, or you can say shape of a leaf in the corner, and then do just the simple semicircles. So here, as you see, after doing the border, I'm just shading it with fine lines, but you have to leave one alternate free, because the other alternate that you leave free, we are going to use red color there. So because we have to make it in a combination of red and black, we are going to do it like this. So this is very simple border which I'm going to make it. Now we move on after the border to the main painting, main figure, where we are going to start with the face. So in between, I always have to clear my, clean my nib. That happens quite often. So you don't have to worry if your nib gets dry too often. With ink, it happens more in comparison to paint. That's my experience. But if you're using ink, you have to keep a tissue handy and just from time to time keep cleaning. So this is a typical face that we are doing here. And first of all, of course, the sharp nose and the lips, the simple curves that we use for the face. This is a very, very, old style, authentic style, how to do a face in Madhubani painting. So that's what we are trying to do here, and then trying to decorate the, lady that we are making. So basically today, as the theme that I selected was a village scene, what I'm trying to show is a lady who is sitting and cooking in a kitchen, and this kitchen will be much more interesting because this is a typical kitchen of a village. So she will be having a lot of interesting elements there in the kitchen, and this is a typical woman from village who is sitting and cooking on a very old stove, not really the modern one, but we have it made out of mud, so mitti ka chulha, basically that is what she is cooking her thing on, so with a kadhai and everything. So we are going to do that. So basically adding tiny details to create that scene. So that's what we are going to do. So it's very nice that you guys send in the requests, so that it makes my life easier. I really know what you want for me to do. So we are going to repeat this every time. I'm going to select one request and take that request forward and make the painting. So it will also be fair for you all, because sometimes what happens that some requests that come later, I have taken it forward, and then I find it not fair. So what I have done this time is just to keep it fair, and also that all the requests are met as soon as possible on my channel. I am trying to do this for you all. So this is going to repeat, as I said, and we will of course from time to time keep creating those series that we left in between. So don't worry about that. That's also going to be a part of this channel. So here I'm just trying to first, after making the face, we have to work on the body. So her hands, very simple curves, lines you have to do, not much, don't complicate it much. And then, with simple curves, you can show that one hand is holding probably a spoon or something in her hand or something like that. We'll come up with something. So first of all, we will just try to create her fingers. So you have to always, whenever you are you are making a painting or any kind of painting, so you have to first imagine what comes above. So for instance, here if a person is holding a spoon in the hand, of course the fingers will be seen above, and the spoon will be seen below. So the surface above has to be drawn first, and then the surface beneath. So that's very, very important to remember whenever you are making any kind of drawing or sketch or painting. So here we go. We are just adding those tiny details, that she's wearing a sari, of course, and then some jewelry, of course, here. As Madhubani painting is also a folk art, it is more of a decorative form of art than being a fine art. It often doesn't have perspective, but it is basically an art form that tells a story, and with its unique elements and everything, so which we are going to see, of course, in this painting. So here we go, adding some bangles in her hands with simple lines. Just keep it simple. And then here as well, in the other hand, of course. And then we move forward. And I'm just now trying to create the pan or the kadhai where she is cooking, so that I can create that ladle or the spoon which she's holding in her hand to stir, to mix. So something like that. So you can go accordingly how you want to, but this is what I choose to do. This is what is convenient for me, of course. And this is the stove or a chulha that I made, which is a typical one that people in villages still use. If you go around the villages, some people still use that. In fact, my grandma used to cook on this a lot of things she used to make on this kind of a mitti ka chulha. So I have also grown seeing my grandmother cook on this. So it's not that old. So here we go. We're just trying to show that there are some, wooden pieces or blocks or sticks, you can say, which is, used for the fire, for cooking. And just lines and joining it with a curve. That's what I have done here. And then putting the kadhai like this. So always imagine what surface will come up, and that you have to draw before, then the surface beneath. So here I'm just showing that she is, sitting down, or rather say she is kneeling down and just cooking. So it makes it very simple, the shape, with simple curves. And as it is, this is a sari, so you don't see much of the leg. And then the pallu of the sari or whatever, because this is a typical style of sari that is worn by the women, which, you know, the pallu is not taken on the back side but in the front side. This is a typical style that is worn by the women. If you see in the villages in Bihar or in Mithila region where this painting has originated, so that is why the reason to keep it like this. And this is a typical style in Mithila painting or Madhubani painting, to put the veil above, and that is how it's drawn. So I have just given the ghungat on her head. So I'm just trying to darken it a little bit. It's a little bit light. So this is how it looks like after it is darkened. And then I am extending the veil which was on the head top towards the bottom. So this part is covered. So this is basic motif. And then just trying to do the border for the sari, the double lined, and then trying to add some circles in the border. Tiny circles joining together. And then here again the double line. So these double lines are basically an important element of any Madhubani painting, and they basically separate one color from another, or in this case they will separate one pattern from another. And of course this is an important element, and it really represents the Madhubani painting. And as I said, it separates one pattern or one color from another. And in some, if you go in the Mithila region, they also say that it is the symbolic meaning behind this double line is that it shows Shiva and Shakti. So they are always together. So it has to be together. So that's a symbolic significance if you really want to know the story behind it. So this is how we move ahead now, adding some elements on the top. So I left a little bit space on the top, as you see here, and on the top I am just trying to create her kitchen. So just adding some shelves, that's it, not much to do, just with simple lines and then double lines, of course, here, and doing the same on the top. Then here on her veil as well, and then doing the border for her veil. So all these things are very important. The borders, there are a lot of borders used. Also you will observe that geometric patterns are used. So these are very typical things about Madhubani painting. Now here I go. I'm just trying to use some triangular pattern with some fine lines in the background. And now after doing that, I'm just adding tiny triangles and filling it with black paint. So mostly, as you see till now, we have just used black. The red will come later, of course, because I first want to sketch it out in black and then start with the red, so that I know exactly where I'm going to use red. So now some more designs for her sari. So here, very simple, these semicircular kind of patterns drawn parallelly, and after every alternate you have to just shade it with fine lines, just like here, as you see here. And the middle one is left, like every alternate is left blank, because there I am going to add something with red color. And then here some polka dots, simply aligned, and then with a circle around it. So that's the pattern for the blouse, or I would say the sleeves, what you can see here, and the top. So that's the pattern used here. And some big floral patterns for the ghungat. So here big dot and then some floral pattern around it. So that's the pattern for the ghungat. So these are the black elements. Now we have to still add the red ones. Now for the sari, for the bottom part, I'm drawing parallel lines here. So just 3 lines, as you see here. Always not double, instead here 3 lines. You can also do it with double lines or 4 lines, as many as you want. I'm just doing it with 3 here. Now here just adding some double line pattern here again, and then doing it with checks inside those. Just checks. Now you see here, observe here that on the top I have left it, because there I have a plan to add the same pattern in red, so that it shows that that's the fire. That's a little bit hotter portion or hotter part. Again here dividing the shelves here, the corners or the border that I made, and then again shading it with checkered pattern. Again, every alternate left blank because that is going to be the red part. So this is really going to be interesting because after a long time I'm making the Kachni style, the in monotones. I made something really long back, but this is really going to be interesting after long. Now here, as you see in the sari, the parallel lines are again turned into checks when you do it on the other side as well. And now begins the red. So I'm using acrylic paint, and if you want, you can also do it with ink if you have red ink, but I don't have it, so I'm just preparing a solution with red acrylic paint, just adding a little bit water, so making it a little the consistency a little smooth so that I can use it to sketch or to fill the patterns. So again, I'm going to use the nib and I'm going to dip it. So I have to clean the nib again. Don't leave it with black paint, or if you're using a separate nib, that's well and good, but you just clean the nib before using it. So here we go. We are just filling in red paint now slowly, and you can see the difference once it starts showing. So here, wherever we left it blank, we are just adding some circular patterns here in the sari and just filling it with paint. Now here I'm just using the dash pattern. This is a very, very common Kachni pattern. Simple dashes covering totally here, and here again checks. Inside the checks, making it with finer check. So this is what I'm going to do here. So very simple patterns. Going to fill it completely, and here again wherever I left blank with checks. Then the bangles, every alternate filled with red color. And here, as I said, the top part I've left to show that it's, on fire, it's burning. So that's why it's red in color. So here the floral patterns, I'm going to fill every alternate with red. And the other, part is going to remain like that, just blank or white. And here again, as I said, wherever is blank, you just fill it with red. So here again, red fine lines, as you see. So moving on, wherever we are going to do red. Now on the top of the, the stove or the chulha that we made, again, a little bit red to show that it's a little bit burning and hot. So it's also very symbolic here. And if you notice any folk art, they really are very meaningful. Each and every motif means something. So it's also very important to do that. Here a little bit black I added because, after, doing it with red, it was looking a little bit dull. So I just added a little black in the corners. And then just trying to create a basket here, basket filled with vegetables because it's a kitchen and she's going to cook. So these elements are going to make it much more interesting. So this is basically what is to be learned here, the tiny elements, how to draw them. And these are tiny potatoes, some vegetables here. And always fill it with patterns. So these checkered patterns, the dash patterns that you saw, or these fine lines, these are the, I would say the basic elements of any Kachni. And you can do it all in black or with black and red. And it looks really interesting actually with black and red. And it makes it really, really beautiful. So I'm so glad that one of you requested this on my channel. And this is turning out to be a really nice painting. I'm really liking it. So I hope you like it too. Do let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. It's a big motivation for me. For you, it may mean nothing, but for me, it's a big, big, big motivation. So don't forget to like this video and comment and do subscribe to my channel. So here you go, just, showing that she's cooking something. So with tiny circles, and then again, showing some, vapor coming out of the, or you can say some nice flavor coming out, or whatever steam coming out, whatever it represents. So these are just wavy lines to show that. So here we go. That's again done. And I'm going to add some elements of kitchen here. Just like here, I'm going to add a little lamp here, you know, as you saw in the, as you see in the villages, those lamps. And you know, you can have the choice of your elements whatever you want. I'm just trying to show you a few. Of course, you can have your own elements. You can draw a box, or you can draw some plates, glasses, whatever. So you can also have a look at all the elements that I drew nicely on my Instagram page. So my Instagram handle is at the Tanushri, which you can see on your screens right now. So do follow me there to also see my other paintings, because apart from tutorials, I keep making my for my personal collection a lot of paintings, or you can also connect with me there. And to see this complete painting and its elements, you can always see there on my Instagram. So here we are just at the end of the painting. We are just adding a few elements, and as I said, these are just to show you some elements. You can of course be creative and add some more elements on your own, like as I said, plates, glasses, whatever you want, some jars or something like a box or something like that. So I'm just showing you a few here, and you can decorate your shelf as you want. So here I'm drawing a pot, like a matka or something to keep water. So just adding those fine lines, triangles. So as I said, geometric patterns, keep that in mind to decorate any motif. So here we go. So thank you so much guys once again for watching this video and tutorial with me. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like this video and do comment how you like this tutorial, and of course share it with your friends and family so that they can also learn this beautiful art from India. So here is the painting. Here is finally how it looks like. This is the painting. You can have a better look at this painting on my Instagram handle at Tanushri, where I'm going to share this painting and all the details as well. So you can check it out there with all my other artworks, and you can also get in touch with me there. We can have a nice chit chat. You can share your experience with me, and I can share mine, of course, with you. So that's the best platform to stay connected. So thank you once again, and stay safe, and we see each other in the next video with another of your requests, and let's see what happens next on my channel. So stay tuned. Bye.